Right now, we're going to hit the Skins 2 days away from their next game. It's a quick turnaround for those of you not keeping up at home.
Isn't that amazing?
You play on Thursday.
That's amazing how quickly.
Your Thursday it's planned.
Right.
Makes your Sunday different, though.
That's okay. I'm cool with them playing on non-traditional 1 p.m. Sundays. I know that's EB's bit. He loves Sunday 1 p.m. games, but
yeah.
Sorry, you have a superstar quarterback now in Jaden Daniels, and that guy gets featured in primetime games a lot.
Does. But I still would rather watch it on Sunday at 1 o'clock.
Now, speaking of superstar quarterbacks, I want to go through some of the PFF stats. And shocker, Jaden Daniels, number one rated player on offense for Washington at 83.9. But he was also, just a little side note, he was listed on their injury report yesterday. They just had a little walkthrough.
Yep.
And I guess teams are required to have a little injury report leading up to their week 2 game. Mm-hmm. And there were 5 or 6 guys that were on the list. It's almost fictional because it was just a walkthrough. So it's just an estimation if they had practice. Tress Way has a back injury. You know, obviously we saw
when he landed on his back.
Yeah, that probably hurt.
That had to have hurt.
I mean, he never lands on his back.
I guess he didn't even do the walkthrough. They say Noah Brown with his knee, so-called limited in the walkthrough. It didn't make sense to me, but I guess if they were practicing, he would have been limited. Austin Eckler has got a shoulder, but Jaden Daniels was listed as a full participant, but with a new injury designation, a right wrist injury. Last time I checked, Cakes, he's not left-handed. He's right-handed.
He is right-handed, yes.
And I can tell you, as someone who's got a left wrist injury.
You're on the injury report.
Pounding golf balls into these terrible mats.
Yeah.
Let's hope his wrist is way better than my 55-year-old wrist.
Well, it has to be.
It has to be, right?
I mean, he's 30 years younger.
So I don't know.
To be better.
Just something to keep an eye on. He was a full participant, thank God, in the walkthrough, but he is nursing a right wrist injury of some sort. John Bates has a shoulder. He was listed as a full participant. Deron Payne has a calf, and Dietrich Wise, who I believe is 31 years old, he's got a knee that he's dealing with. Also a full participant. Mm-hmm. I think I saw
nothing serious.
It doesn't seem like anything serious. Mm-hmm. I'm a little bit concerned about your throwing wrist, but doesn't sound like it's that big a deal. Green Bay, meanwhile, they've got a rack of guys listed. Micah Parsons is listed with his back still. Did we ever find out, did he get the epidural or anything to get going? Because he didn't look injured when he was chasing down Jared Goff.
I know. So maybe he did. Maybe you couldn't feel it.
Yeah. They got a bunch of guys. I'm trying to see if any names jump out at me besides. So Matthew Golden is listed with an ankle. Jordan Love got a left thumb. Now he's right-handed, so left thumb, not concerned.
Should be fine. Shouldn't be an issue.
Was the thumb
Jaden Reed's got a
had
foot.
The surgery in the offseason?
Could be. Dontavion Wicks, Cakes. He's got a calf. So they got like 10 or 12 guys. We only have about 7.
JP has better hands than Dontavian Wicks. I wouldn't worry too much about him.
Don't worry about him.
Yeah.
I'm more of a body catcher, though.
You are? You're like Terry McLaurin.
Yeah, I'm not really a great hands catcher.
Ooh, I like hands catchers better than body catchers.
All right, if you had to guess, so I gave you number 1. Jaden Daniels was the highest rated commander, according to PFF, on offense. You guys care to guess who else is sort of in their top 5?
Debo's got to be up there.
Debo's 4.
I'm pretty sure Kinlaw is in the mix.
No, offense.
Offensive.
Offense. Bill, second highest rated.
I'm going to guess.
Only 23 snaps.
Allegretti.
Allegretti was 9 out of 19. So okay. middle of the pack.
Coleman.
Laramie Tunzel. No, Brandon Coleman was the lowest rated. Now
I saw like the stats also by PFF, though. The interior guards had roughly 66 snaps and had no pressures. That's why I was going.
By the way, Bill only played on 23 of 70 snaps, but he got 50% of the carries in the backfield.
Yeah.
So I think
they were using
you're going to see that.
Jaden. Right.
Talk about the running backs.
Yeah.
You're going to see that number keep ticking up.
Laramie Tunzel was their third rated guy. He had 79 rating in, I think it pass blocking, 84 rating. Chris Moore rounds out the top 5. He only played 19 snaps. but he's very highly rated. I know Baldy made a big deal about John Bates and his blocking. I saw some of that breakdown. He was their 6th highest rated offensive player. At the bottom, just for whatever it's worth, it was a win, so who really cares? But Brandon Coleman, Zach Ertz, and Josh Connolly Jr. were lower rated according to PFF. Again, take it with a grain of salt on some level because they don't know sort of the plan on every play. They're kind of guessing. Defensively, Cakes mentioned Kinlaw, JK, as DQ likes to call him. He was their highest rated player, 89.7. Sounds pretty high, Cakes.
Sounds like a pretty high grade.
Yeah, very high grade. Will Harris got an 84.3. Eddie Goldman, an 84. Deron Payne, 77. And rounding out the top 5, Jeremy Reeves, who only played 11 snaps defensively, but he was highly rated. And then just on the outside looking in, Bobby Wagner, the ageless wonder, had a 72.6. Towards the bottom, and you saw him give up a few plays, but I didn't think he was terrible by any stretch. Noah he had a 24 rating. Jonathan Jones, and then our guy Von Miller, who's going to be on, who was in 28 snaps. He had a rating of 50, which out of the 21 guys was right there near the bottom. So overall, I thought pretty good defensive effort, which interestingly enough, it's my understanding that our buddy Jay Gruden was on with Grant and Danny. They have him on every year after games. They were debating whether or not the Redskins' effort, was it more about them or was it about the Giants being as bad as they are?
I just can't believe how dominant they were or how atrocious the Giants were. I don't know if it was a combination. I like the movement of the defensive line a lot. The defensive ends were spiking. The 3 techniques were spiking. They were looping. They were stunting. They were doing a lot of movement. They were playing combination coverages, quarter, half. They're rolling to Malik Neighbors. We're not going to let Malik Neighbors beat them in the game. Caught a couple bubble screens. He caught a little fade stop on the sideline in front of Lattimore one time, and he caught a little go ball down the sideline. It was a great catch. But I think they did a great job taking away their strengths and then letting somebody else beat them, and nobody else could. It was a fiasco by the Giant offense and just a total shutdown by the Commander defense. So I think everybody played good between the defensive line, linebacker play, and, of course, the secondary was outstanding.
Fiasco is a good word for what the Giants offense looked like during that game. And a lot of it was obviously forced by the defensive pressure brought by the Commanders.
Look, it could just be a situation where both things are true, right? The Skins played very, very well, and the Giants are just not good. And the Giants are just, so they exploited it. I guess I
said a couple months ago, I thought the Giants are going to start off 0-4 or 1-3 at best with their schedule the way it is.
I bet against that. I bet against it.
Nothing that I saw on Sunday is not having me confirm my priors on what I saw.
I just think if they play a lesser defense that doesn't put pressure on Wilson as much as Washington did, I think he'll be able to move the ball a little bit.
Maybe they'll shock me and win on the road in Dallas this weekend. I don't
know about that.
I don't see that happening. I don't see them beating the Chiefs or the Chargers next either, because those are both at home, but I don't think that matters. I just think those teams, even the Chiefs being what they are at this point, are way better than the Giants. Ditto for the Chargers.
It'll be interesting to watch.
What do you think has been a more important addition to the offense? And this is kind of unfair, but do you think it's Bill or do you think it's Debo?
You could throw Tunsil in the mix too, but I would say Debo.
I would say Debo too. I'd say, Tunsil right there. Bill's great so far. Like, his contribution has been amazing. But I think Debo...
I'd say Debo because he can impact in more ways than just receiving. But the burst that Bill brings, when you saw it on that 42-yard run, is something that the rushing attack and the running back room has not had.
Well, I heard somebody on with B. Mitch. Can't remember who it was. I was driving around yesterday, and I've hesitated to say it because I don't want people to say, oh, you know what it was? It was J.P. Finley that mentioned it. And I've had the same thought, but I've hesitated to say it because people will just attack you for making the comp. But his running style and the way he does some of his jump cuts, it's kind of LaDainian Tomlinson-esque. I'm not saying he's LaDainian Tomlinson, okay? But there are some similarities when you watch tape of some runs of LT and then you watch Bill. There's some similarities.
Well, they'd
there.
love to have a poor man's version of Tomlinson if that's the case.
Yeah. So he's been great. But I do think that Debo, man, just as long as we can just keep that dude healthy, he is just such a spark plug, and he's so freaking versatile that, wow, really, really a difference maker. And just wait, Cakes, until we get Terry more involved. And I don't think we're going to have to wait 3 or 4 weeks.
How many snaps did Debo play? Do you have that?
Yeah, sure. I'll find that for you. It'll take me a second.
As compared to McLaurin.
I think they were similar. I think Terry was 79
Terry
and
was there
Debo
a
77%.
Yeah. Okay.
It's right around there. It was similar.
So it was about the same.
Yeah, Debo was in 54. I have offensively. Debo was in on 54 plays, and Terry was 55.
Okay.
Yeah, so there you go. Some of the guys that had fewer snaps, Luke McCaffrey had 5. Ben Sinnott had 8. Colson Yankoff, who's really there more for special teams, he had 4. So those were your guys with the fewest snaps. Then you had Jeremy McNichols was actually in more. He had 13. Chris Moore had 19. So those are the guys that were just kind of filling in when guys needed a break.
Pretty surprising that Chris Moore had so many more snaps than Luke McCaffrey. That tells you how far he's fallen in terms of the opinion as a receiver.
As a receiver, I think so.
Him and Sinnott. They're basically just forgotten men on the offense.
Yeah.
Which is fine if you got Debo producing at this rate, Croskey-Merritt doing what he's doing. Like, there's only so many balls to go around that you're going to throw to, the guys you're going to throw to. Are you going to throw to Debo or are you going to throw to Luke McCaffrey?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I think that's part of the reason why Jaden was holding the ball too long. I'm probably wrong. But he's got so many options now, Cakes. Legit.
It's got all the weapons.
Legit weapons.
Yes.
Not just guys filling the roles.
Mm-hmm.
Not just guys like Oz. But guys like legit weapons at each spot. As long as we can keep Noah Brown healthy, Debo healthy. Obviously, you need Terry to continue. He's had a great run so far throughout his career.
Keep Eckler in the mix.
I mean, keep Eckler, good. Telling you, Cakes, big things. I said this at the end of the show. If they win this game Thursday night against a really good, really solid Packers team,
one of the favorites,
then we really got something.
Yep.
Really got something.
Certainly. All right, don't forget, coming up at 9 o'clock on the Junks, Von Miller, Commanders edge rusher. He's going to join us every week throughout the NFL season. He will talk about week 1, the win against the Giants, and look forward to the matchup against the Packers on Thursday night. Von Miller joins us at 9 a.m. here on the Junks.